My name is Margaret Hickish, and I was the Accessibility Manager at the Olympic Delivery Authority. I think the Olympics is a world event, so is the Paralympics. And what's terribly important is that everyone can really enjoy that, be those athletes, coaches, or indeed spectators. It's really important that everyone can take part when it's their time to host a Games. People have seen disabled people as part of society, perhaps for many of them for the first time ever. And that's really, really key, because it does mean that accessibility then becomes part of everyone's DNA, that they think about inclusive design from the outset of every project. And that's incredibly important, because if you get it right at the beginning, it costs very little to do. What we had to do was to think about how people could travel more independently. And so TfL worked very hard to develop a solution that could be delivered very quickly. So they put temporary humps on station platforms, which means that people now have level access to and from trains, which has made a vast difference to a lot of people and extended the area of London that people can get to. One of the big challenges always during a Games is that there are cables laid at the last moment, because it is a world event, it's going out to the media, you have lots of cables. And so we undergrounded virtually all of our cables. And that created a much easier flow for everyone, not just for disabled people around the park. I think more than anything else, the sort of mindset change that we've managed to achieve with architects and designers, the fact that they have realised a much greater potential on inclusive design and accessibility, in setting standards that were actually targets and goals. We found that they could actually come up with new and different ways of solving barriers to deliver things that were even more accessible and more inclusive than we might have perhaps hoped for when we set out on this project. But what has been great is the education, the innovation that has come from that. Engineers and architects are international travellers. They work internationally, and they would love to share this everywhere, wherever they can. It was a huge party for everyone, and we know how to put on a great event, and we want to share that with the rest of the world. You can't start planning early enough for accessibility. What's important is to work with people who understand the concept of accessibility and inclusive design. And in the UK, we've already got a vast array of experienced engineers, architects, designers, project managers who have done this, who have learned this lesson. This is really important, to have people who can hit the ground running and to be able to deliver that accessibility from concept all the way through to occupation for your event, throughout your event, and all the way to the successful end. It's really important. Use that experience, and we want to share it with you.